Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos. Tirico next to the great tight end, Greg Olsen. Glad you are joining us for this one. Off we go from Denver. Safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll run here with the rookie. And he's going to be stopped out at the line to begin this ball game.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 9.
Warriors, 70s.
They'll look to throw. Working the right side, taken in by Rice. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the 1st down after a gain of 7.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 4.
Panther 11.
That's Ibuka in motion. That one is complete. He's going to have a 1st down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield, even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
Has some room inside the 30. And they finally get him down, but not before he brings it to the 4-yard line. It is a big play for the Buccaneers. 39 yards.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is 1st and goal. Irving is into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this looks like a completely different offense from a week ago. They just couldn't get anything going. Their self-inflicted penalties, the opposing team really had their way with them, but they looked really sharp. They had a great opening script. They executed it to perfection. And then not only to sustain possession, Mike, but so important nowadays is to win those possessions in the red zone and come away with 6.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
2nd and 6.
2nd down, Nix. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
He'll try to run here with Harvey, and he will have a Broncos 1st down. At least it appears that way. Got it by maybe the length of a football.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Bombers. Show. Away.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll take a shot with Mims. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it'll be 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow. So that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Back to throw is Nix. Exiting the pocket right. Escaping the danger. Throwing and completing. 22 yards the pickup there. Good for a Denver 1st down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the 2nd-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
And he's going to be very close to the 1st down marker. Out of bounds after a gain of 9.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Second and inches. Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he's in. J.K. Dobbins took down Denver. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This field in at about the 9. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
18 Rattler, 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Give. This is Irving. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gained of about 5. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Right back to Irving. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 18, Pioneer.
Motion man is Rice. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And he's going to be out of bounds. Well short of what he needed. And the punt team will come on for 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Sideline. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down. This is going to wind up being not just a conversion, but a play that flips the field as well.
Well, you can see the entire sideline and, frankly, the entire fan base kind of holding their breath. That decision on your own side of midfield to go for it on 4th down, had they not gotten it, it's a tough position to put your defense in, but that's a conversation for another day. The offense is going to stay on the field after the conversion, and now they got to see, can they take advantage of that aggressive play call and finish this drive with points?
And he will carry his offense to the red zone. Inside the 20-yard line, a pickup of 9.
Like the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
And he's going to be close to a 1st down. Looks like he left just enough to keep the chains moving.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set.
And he's in! Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Tampa. He had the touchdown run earlier. Now add a TD reception.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix and run, mix and pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. You can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard
A first down throw for Nix. That's caught by Harvey. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Captain. Show. Away.
On second down, it's Nix. That's swung out to Harvey. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, defend every...
And he will go all the way. Marvin Mims, touchdown Broncos. His 4th TD grab of the season. A beautiful combination in the air there, the pass downfield, and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
To level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10.
Let's go now.
The handoff, it's Irving. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
He'll drop to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up, wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
19 tight, 19 tight, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
That's Ibuka in motion.
Ready?
It's caught. He got Godwin. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On the ground, it's Irvin. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Timeout here in Tampa Bay. That is their second. It'll come with 36 ticks left on the first half clock.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
That's Ibuka in motion.
Let go.
And it's caught out wide on the RPO. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
Come on.
And the Buccaneer
Viking 18. Trap 60, trap 60. 7 Pirates. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Mustang 19.
Ready. Throwing now from the gun. Forced out wide. Now he takes off. And he is out of bounds. Mark him at the 25. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Dragon 60. 18 Cardinal, 19 Lion. Bronco 80. Ready.
They'll run it. It's Irvin. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. The Buccaneers forced to use their third and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to the second down play.
Maverick, let's go now. Cougar 19, Cub 19, Cub 19. 18, Pioneer. 79 Broncos.
That's Ibuka in motion. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He keeps it himself. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. A gain of 11. And it's first and goal.
Anytime the quarterback has the ability to extend the play with his legs, it just puts so much pressure on the defense. Here you are thinking you have all the routes banned up, there's nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he breaks the pocket, and he's able to pick up the first down.
McLaughlin's kick is good, and the Buccaneers move out in front. The new score, 17-14.
Outside of coming away with a touchdown, I'm not sure they could have done any better to close out that half. I mean, they burned all the clock, they don't let the opponent possess the ball, and they come away with points.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. Points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. Throw it here on first down. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 45-yard line.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. He'll take a shot with Mims. And he will score. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos. Second touchdown of the game. total now up to 5. Bucs for the extra point. He's got it. Broncos move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ready, set.
Ball on the 35. Here comes a 2nd and 5.
70 Timberwolves. Panther 11.
Back to throw. Out to his right. He runs with it.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambles. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
Ready. 19, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready.
On 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw.
The first down pass.
Just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd down.
Ready. Cook, 19. Ready.
Here's Irvin. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
A 7-yard gain.
Get it. Hook, 19, 18.
First down, Buccaneers.
18, Pioneer. 18, Rattler. 18, Rattler.
That's Ibuka in motion. They'll go again here with Irvin. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. He'll look to throw. Rice open. He's got it. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
19, Tiger. 19, Buffalo 18. 75, 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, he's able to get back on his own. Not only will it not be a turnover, but in fact, the drive keeps going. It's a first down.
Red. Vikings.
They'll run with Irvin. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
Now they'll set up to throw. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
19. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop Likely one more play in this third quarter.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So it is back to a one-point game now in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. Nick snap on 1st and 10. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page for this target. That's incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the fourth quarter, and that's a gift. I mean, that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Matt Bryant, the target there. 3rd down coming up.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Here's Nix to throw. That is caught by Bryant. 17 yards on that connection. 1st down, Broncos.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense. You don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Hold on a sec. Ready. 180.
2nd down. Nix. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
A loss of 7. It's 4th down.
Nix going to throw for it. And that is not going to for it on fourth and wind up turning it over on down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that fourth down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time fourth down stop.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 7 Pirates, Cup 19, Cup 19.
That's Ibuka in motion. On first down, here's Irvin. And that one's going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss. So after the loss on first, here's second and 14.
Let's go now. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. 18 Rattlers, 18 Rattlers.
Motion man is Rice. They'll look to throw. A little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Moving outside the pocket. He'll try and get there on the ground.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the fourth, but they will turn it over on down. Trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
They'll throw. It's Nix. He finds Bell. That's caught. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. 26 yards. That one good for 26 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So just under 2 minutes here in this one. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Set to go now on first and 10. A run with Dobbins. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
And before the snap, we have a whistle, and this could very well be a false start. They'll drop to throw. That's caught by Harvey. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Third and a yard. On the ground, here's Dobbins. I don't think I was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain.
So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
On fourth down, here's Nix. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on fourth and short. It does not work out as they turn it over on down.
You give your offense a chance to close this game out. If they pick up the first down, this game is over. But now, after the defensive stop, we're starting to see some signs of life on that other sideline.
They'll come up for first and 10.
Pat! Bronco 80. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Buffalo 18.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down.
Loss of 5 yards. It's second down.
Now on second and long. They'll throw out of the gun. Oh, and a pressure there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. We've got to find a way on first and second down to stay ahead of the chains so third down is not so daunting.
That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players. And that's exactly what they did here, and they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
Here we go. Here we go. 19, 18. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end. So mile-high salutes all around. It's a win for the Broncos. It was a closely fought affair, but they're able to survive, and they eke out a 1-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Broncos are winners. As we say, so long from Denver.
Nation.